And it is the second hour of Maryland's Cafe Society radio show here at 1340 WJOL, WJOL.com, and I am Marilyn.com. 2:07 is our time on this Saturday, the last Saturday in the month of March, the 29th day of March 2014. Remember, Monday, the 31st, is your last day to get signed up for the Affordable Care Plan, health plan, all right? All right, everybody. Well, it is the entertainment hour, so we'll kind of ease into the entertainment hour. But before we do that, of course, I would like to once again thank my guest from last hour for stopping by the show, Sandra McDonald, who is co-founder and president of Helping Girls Navigate Adolescence, along with Mary Ellen Young, who is the co-founder and currently the director of programs with the HGNA, and also Tammy Thompson, environmental and human activist, a parent and phenomenal woman. Thank you, ladies, once again for stopping by the show and just kind of touching on the topic of bullying with young girls. So sexy, so soon, that whole issue of young people, little girls, little boys being exposed to sex so early in life, and getting those sexual messages all kinds of ways through media, and everywhere they go, those messages are. So thank you for tackling that. Thank you for your organization existing, and there are others out there, and all you have to do is send me some information if you want to be highlighted or profiled, and if you are doing some things to try to keep our young kids, right? It reminds me of a book that I read some years ago, maybe 20, 25 years ago, The Hurried Child. And, once again, that was the topic, how these young people are, little kids are just growing too soon. Of course, back then it was all about the teenagers. But, as each new decade ushers in, it seems like the ages get younger and younger. And so you have these 4, 5, 6-year-olds walking around trying to be sexy. Come on. It's just way too much too soon. So again, we all have to play our role, but also instill something in those young people so that they don't really buy into all of those messages that are being sent their way. Thank you, ladies. Thank you, Tammy, for pulling us all together. All right, so again, it's the So Sexy, So Soon seminar that's coming up Wednesday, April 16th, 7 to 8:30 p.m. at the Lester Elementary School in Downers Grove. The cost is $10, and you can go to hgna.org for more information. Also, therepresentationproject.org is another website. That's a great reference. And we'll try to get some links on my website, IamMarilyn.com, coming up fairly quickly. I'm glad that we didn't really get into the blame game, because I do an entertainment segment, and I don't really like pouncing on our entertainers in that regard. And maybe because I can see from their perspective what they're doing, although I'm certainly not condoning it, but I'm just glad that there wasn't a whole lot of throwing out names of some of our favorite entertainers. There should be a level of respect on their part, and obviously parents, educators, community people should play their role as well. And so, having said that, of course, we'll come back after this quick break and start our entertainment hour. But of course, this show would not be possible without the support of some of our fine friends, starting with our friends over at Home Cut Donut, who support us all the time. Also, Telecast. And welcome back to the show. Welcome back, everybody, to Maryland's Cafe Society radio show here at 1340 WJOL, WJOL.com, and I am Marilyn.com. 2:16 is our time on this Saturday, the 29th of March, 2014. So glad to have you on board. All right, and so Dancing with the Stars did a double elimination this past week. It looks like swimmer Diana Nyad was sent home, along with hockey player Sean Avery. And so we'll see who will continue to last in Monday's show, right? And then you guys know that they're going to be adding some guest judges to the show. I guess they're doing whatever they can to try to keep the show, fresh and new and interesting. And so starting tomorrow, I believe, is Robin Roberts from Good Morning America. She's going to be the first guest judge. Good for her. She went on record as saying that she was a bit nervous. She knows she's going to be out of her comfort zone, but it should be a fun time for her. I just say loosen up and have fun, right? And then next, I think Ricky Martin is supposed to be on as a guest judge along with Julianne Ho and one of the performers who are part of the LMFAO's group, Red Foe, is another one who is supposed to be a guest judge in some of the upcoming shows. So that's where we are with Dancing with the Stars. Now, I have to be honest, and I don't know where you are with American Idol, but I just haven't had an opportunity to even check the show out, everybody. So I'm not sure where they are in the contest. I think when I checked in not too long ago, they were at the top 8, I believe. But I'm going to commit. This is season 13, and I think the show is going to last a little bit longer. I know there's some speculation from others that maybe the show is kind of fizzling out for everyone. I think that they just have a lot of competition. It comes on Thursdays, 8 Central Time on Fox, and we all know where a whole lot of television sets, for those who indulge in television to that extent, we know where your television sets are set to on a Thursday night. But there's some great competition. But, I think they're going to hang on. The judges, to the best of my knowledge, are doing a very good job. Ryan Seacrest always does a great job. Maybe they should mix it up and give him a co-host. I'll do it. Hello, I'll do it, Fox. But give him, a co-host just to kind of refreshen American Idol 13 seasons later. But anyway, they're at the top 8 contestants, and I'm going to start tuning in from this point on, just to be able to, intelligently report on it to you guys. Another show that I've not been able to stay up on is, of course, The Voice. And I hate that because some of my favorite people are, again, the judges on that show. So I don't even know if is it over or is it still going? Boy, shame on me, right? Let's see. Where are they with The Voice? Well, we know it comes on Mondays and Tuesdays. I don't know if they're down to their semifinals at this point or not. Yeah, I think they're down to their semifinals. So I'll try to keep up with that and kind of give you my little spin on things, for lack of a better word. And then Celebrity Apprentice, where are you? It obviously didn't happen this season unless they have pushed back their start time. I'll do some research and find out what's going on with Celebrity Apprentice for you guys as well. I do want to mention, though, that last Sunday, I had a very busy week this past week. Starting with last Sunday, I got a chance to finally check out Queenie Pie. Remember that show that I've been talking to you guys about? Well, I finally got a chance to check it out. I had a great time. If you haven't been to my blog yet, IamMarilyn.com/blog. Go there. I posted some pictures. I also did some quick write-ups. For some reason, they did not post. Maybe I put them in the wrong spot. But I'll go back and try to post it again so that you can see the write-ups, kind of giving you a little bit more details behind the pictures and everything. But yeah, had a great time. Fabulous show. I'm telling you, the actors, the cast of Queenie Pie was stellar, to say the least. I mean, when I say stellar, they were stellar. I mean, the production itself was just a fabulous production. And then the director and choreographer Ken Roth did a great job. Jeff Lindbergh, who was the conductor for the Chicago Jazz Orchestra, did a fantastic job. The set designer, my goodness, I was blown away. And then, of course, the costumes were also just the entire show. Lighting designer, everything was just on point. Actress Karen Marie Richardson did just morphed into this character, Queenie Pie, and her voice. What a beautiful, radiant voice she has. And then her counterpart, who played Cafe Olé, Anna Bowen, also just thrilled me. She did a great, fantastic job. Just all of their vocal performances were just, there's just not a word that I can come up with right now to, of course, give it to you. But outstanding is the best that I can tell you right now. For that entire cast. So good for them. Hopefully we'll get to see them in some other upcoming performances, whether it's opera or, theater. I don't know. I think Queenie Pie was sort of a mixture of Broadway style live theater performance / opera. And those actors and actresses did have opera quality voices, and some of the pieces were in that range. But again, it was a nice combination. Now I know that if some of my lady friends that I had on as guests earlier and last hour had attended that with me, they may have had some issues with some of the little sexual messages that were coming through. But for all. I don't know, if we take everything into account, I think that when we talk about Duke Ellington and Queenie Pie and an opera, we all kind of understand that it's adult-oriented. Most operas have some kind of sexual, love-type message in it. That's the basis of a lot of the storylines. And so certainly that was the case with Queenie Pie. But anyway, and by the way, I did notice some young audience members, like little kids. So I'm not sure how their families or their parents walked away feeling about just certain parts of the performance. Not the performance as a whole, but there were just certain parts of the performance that I may have covered, a 7-year-old's eyes on, or, a 10-year-old's eyes on. But nevertheless, it was great. And I can't wait to see what they get going next at the Chicago Opera Theater. And by the way, the Harris Theater at Millennium Park is a fabulous place to visit as well, everybody. All right, we'll take another quick break. When we come back, I'll announce some local auditions that are coming up in the broadcast area, and then we'll take a look at our Fashion Passion segment as well. So stand by, everybody. This is 1340 WJOL, WJOL.com, and of course I am Marilyn.com. And welcome back to the show, everybody. Welcome back as we enjoy some songs that empower women. It's our last leg of Women's History Month, so we, of course, are encouraging, motivating, inspiring, educating, and hopefully helping women out there this month while putting them in the spotlight as well. 2:32 is our time on this Saturday afternoon. All right, and so we're in the second hour of the show, and I picked up an email from the Bicentennial Park, local announcement here. The Bicentennial Park will be premiering a production entitled A Contemporary American's Guide to a Successful Marriage. It's a comedy by Robert Bastron, and it's directed by Luke Pascali. It's going to start April 4th, which I believe is Friday. So be sure that you check them out. Again, they have run dates of April 4th, 5th, 11th, 12th, and then again April 6th and the 13th. The 4th, 5th, which is a Friday, Saturday, and the 11th, 12th, which also is a Friday and Saturday, a show starts at 8 p.m. And then the Sunday shows, which is April 6th and April 13th, are 2 p.m. shows. Bicentennial Park, of course, is located at 201 West Jefferson Street in Joliet. And you can get your tickets by emailing reservations at lat41.org, reservations at lat41.org, or just go to the Bicentennial website to get more information on that. Also coming up are auditions, April 7th and the 8th, which is a Monday and Tuesday at 7 p.m. at the Bicentennial Park. You can audition for a upcoming summer show that's entitled Nunset Boulevard. Nunset Boulevard. It's a play that's directed by Al Pendel, and they're looking for women of various ages and sizes and even colors. You must have an excellent voice and have the ability to move across the stage with confidence, all right? And again, you can go to the bicentennialpark.org website for more information on those auditions. It's Nunset Boulevard is a cheeky but warm, expansive, and loving tribute to women of faith, as well as nostalgic look back at Hollywood and its famous women. The show dates for this show will be June 20th through the 22nd and June 27th through the 29th. But the auditions are happening next, not this coming Monday, but the following Monday and Tuesday, April 7th and 8th, 7 o'clock at Bicentennial Park. And then also happening at the Bicentennial Park is the Youth Drama Camp, which is set for June 16th through July 13th. All levels of interest are invited. Elementary grades, or I should say ages 5 to 11, and junior high and senior high schoolers ages 11 to 18. You can sign up Monday through Thursday at the Bicentennial Park, and you can go to bicentennialpark.org for additional information on their youth drama camp. For all of you theater enthusiasts and individuals who just have a great appreciation for the arts, you might want to check that out. All right, and then as we move into the movies, what's happening in movies? Well, we know that there were some big releases this week, but one of the, a couple of the big ones is Noah. All of these biblical type films have been released in the past couple of months. Have you noticed that? That's a good thing, right? All right, well, Noah is the latest, and it's rated PG-13 because it has some violence and suggestive content, and maybe even have some disturbing images. Of course, Russell Crowe plays the main character in this reinterpretation of the biblical parable about a righteous patriarch who God recruits to build an ark in the face of impending floods. Of course, Emma Watson is co-starring along with Jennifer Connelly, Anthony Hopkins, Ray Winstone, and Nick Nolte. So check it out. You know, there has been a backlash, so to speak. You know, some folks, because the film really is sort of taking a very different reinterpretation of that story, some people kind of have an issue with it. I don't know. I say check it out and let us know how you feel about it. All right, another one that's pretty big that's getting a lot of talk is Cesar Chavez, and that one is rated PG-13 for profanity and violence. And, of course, it's a reverential biopic that pays tribute to the life of the soft-spoken Chicano labor leader who dedicated his career to securing a living wage for migrant farm workers. And his supporting cast includes John Malkovich, Rosario Dawson, and America Ferrera. It's so good to see America Ferrera back on the big screen or on the screen at all, right? She kind of disappeared after Ugly Betty, but she's back this time on the big screen, so good for her. All right.
Man, I feel like a woman.
And welcome back, everybody. Welcome back to the show. All right, we're in the entertainment hour. Just a few minutes left of the show, everybody. And, of course, we want to do our Fashion Passion segment before we get out of here. So let's take a quick look at how we can make our spring wardrobe really look good this season. And it looks like, based on research that I've done, that flowers are back in this season. And so some of the suggestions are to add to your dress collection a dress that has flowers on it, and not the little small flowers, but the big printed flowers are supposed to really be back in. So don't be afraid to go out and purchase one of those dresses that have the big flowers on it, and pull it out from time to time this summer. They're supposed to come in all different kinds of fabrics and sizes and flower prints. So check it out. And also the lengths are various lengths too. The maxi dress is still kind of in the stores. I've been perusing some of the malls and the retail stores, and I'm seeing the maxi dress showcased quite a bit. And I guess it's, slowly making its comeback. At some point it kind of fell out of season, but I think it's coming back. So you'll find those floral prints and all lengths of dresses, all sizes of dresses, and all kinds of fabrics. So enjoy that, ladies. Also, if you're into wearing, different types of shoes, fabric shoes, that is, you might want to keep your eyes peeled for fabric shoes that may have the floral prints on them. Floral trend is sort of easing its way into footwear. Well, we all know about those flip-flops that have the big flowers sticking in the middle, right between your toe and your your first regular toe, right? Well, there are some shoes, dress shoes, even pumps that are hitting some of the retail stores. Some of the designers have kind of incorporated the floral print and their shoe line. So be on the lookout for that as well. And also just jewelry. If you want to get a necklace or a bracelet with charms on it, some of the floral charms are making an impact this season. So it's all about flowers. In other words, April showers will bring May flowers. So make sure this spring and summer that you incorporate something that has to do with flowers in your wardrobe. How about it? I don't know if some of the retro stuff would count. I don't know, because doesn't retro really look retro? You know what I'm thinking about? Some of the floral prints from back in the 70s and 80s, like, the Hawaiian shirts. I don't know if that counts. I haven't seen that, but just go to some of the retail stores and department stores, and you'll see exactly what I'm talking about. I think it's rather cute, some of these floral prints. And gentlemen, I don't know if this would apply to you, but maybe next time I'll have something that would apply to you in the Fashion Passion segment. All right. Well, in other entertainment news, those reality shows have become a way of life now, right? Remember maybe 5 or 6 years ago, there was this huge debate about whether reality TV is really real TV and should it be, as dominant as it has become. Well, this story just broke, I think it was Thursday night. I didn't see the show, but apparently there was a fight on the Real Housewives of Atlanta. This Portia Stewart and this Kenya Moore, got into a scary brawl doing a reunion taping of the show. Now, there are some reports that say that they really didn't get into a brawl, but there are other reports that say that they did, and some hair was pulled, and it was over in a matter of seconds. So I don't know. And then someone else reported that there was some fighting on one of the Basketball Wives shows. I didn't see that one, but apparently that happened. So, we've seen this in regular soap opera television as well, the ladies fighting. Do I approve of it? No, absolutely not, because we know how television affects people, right? I can go all the way back from my childhood, with the Bruce Lee movies and how all the boys in the neighborhood wanted to be Bruce Lee, running around karate kicking everybody. Or Superman or Batman. Everybody wanted to be Superman or Batman. Well, if the viewers of these reality shows don't check themselves, they too will be running around in their daily lives, fighting and being at odds with everybody that they come in contact with. So, if they do a segment, if these things happen on these reality shows and they do a segment showing the ladies truly, making up and getting over, whatever it is, sorting out, because these are grown women, by the way, sorting out their issues and coming to some real reconciliation, I think that would be great. I don't know what's going to happen with this show if this kind of behavior continues. I haven't heard anyone else chat about it, although, like I said, I've had a busy week, so I, haven't been able to catch everything that's going on. But I just think that it's not a good look for women, Heck, this is Women's History Month. What are we doing on television fighting each other? It's just so not appropriate, right? But we know that we live in a real world, and women do have conflicts, but certainly by now we should have learned, once we get, I'll even give the 20s the benefit of the doubt. But once we get in our 30s, 40s, 50s, 60s, 70s, and beyond, we really should have come up with some techniques to use to resolve our conflicts with each other and, men as well. I think that, by now we certainly should have learned that. And maybe we'll revisit some of those techniques. I think at one point, a few years ago on the show, we did put some information out there for conflict resolution. But that's not a good look for women. All right. Well, let's see. What else do we have before we take another quick break? There was a report out about Beyonce. She apparently teared up during the final Mrs. Carter show performance. She's been on the road for a year or so, having a few breaks in between, but apparently last night was her 132nd show, and as she was saying goodbye to her audience, and, everything was kind of, I guess, catching up with her. I would imagine being on tour for a year, traveling all around the world. I think this last show was in Portugal. And so she was saying goodbye and started to well up and began to cry. Of course, wrapping up with the fact that, it was the end of the tour and it's been great, and how she just was really, really appreciative to her fans for supporting her, for allowing her to have that career, for lifting. She said, when I fall, you lift me up. When I'm hungry, you feed me. And she was just expressing how grateful she was to have that. It's got to be an overwhelming feeling to realize that you have millions, if not tens and hundreds of millions of people who who look up to you. What a huge responsibility that has to be on anyone. And I guess when it hit her on the stage and she became emotional, and it made the news, and here I am talking about it. All right. Well, we'll go ahead and take a quick break, everybody. And when we return, since we're down to the last few minutes of the show, we'll wrap things up. And I'll tell you about next week, because I'm almost certain that the show will not be happening next week due to some programming. And not quite sure when we'll be back, if it'll be the second Saturday or the third Saturday in this month, but in next month, but we will definitely be back. All right, stand by, stay close. We'll be back after this quick break.